Okay, we're facing an unprecedented era in advances in biology, and we will soon understand human nature and be able to manipulate that human nature. This could liberate us from our evolutionary limitations. I call this idea bioliberation, but it could also threaten our very existence. We've long sought to improve ourselves through traditional means such as cosmetic surgery or body art, but we're now approaching this in a scientific way. We've developed at the moment drugs and chemicals which enhance human performance. Caffeine, the world's second largest export, modafinil, which improves memory and executive function, Ritalin, Adderall, human growth hormone, EPO, anabolic steroids, and of course Viagra down the bottom on the left. But more radical advances are on the horizon. The rabbit on the top is alba. It's fluorescent. It's fluorescent because it's had a gene from a jellyfish genetically engineered into it. Down the bottom is a human embryo with a gene from a jellyfish engineered into it. This shows us that we can integrate genes from any non-human animal into humans, promote longevity, owl-like vision, or even bat sonar. Scientists have recently created a genetically engineered super mouse which metabolizes glucose differently. It can run at 20 metres a minute for 5 hours without a rest. Here you see at the back a normal mouse. It collapses after 200 metres. Super mouse goes on for 5 kilometres. We have the same gene as super mouse. We could create superhumans today. The reason why there are no super mice in nature is because of the metabolic demands, but of course we have enough energy to drive this metabolism. Super mouse lives longer, is healthier, has lower cholesterol, and reproduces to the equivalent of the age of 80 in human terms. We could alter our evolution in exactly the same way. Humans have the largest brain possible. 1, because of the female birth canal, and 2, because of the metabolic demands of the brain. Evolution simply didn't have enough energy to create larger brains. But today, by using nerve growth factors after birth, we could alter neuronal mass and development. We could also use nanotechnology. We also have enough food to supply these sorts of brains. Scientists in the UK and China are fusing rabbit eggs with human DNA to create organs and tissues through regenerative medicine, as we've heard. We could also create, with the same technology, human-chimp chimeras with $6 million US. Scientists have already integrated animal neurons and embryonic stem cells into, human embryonic stem cells into animals. How could we use this power? This is an IQ curve. All capabilities and dispositions are distributed differently. We see here that the curve tails off to the left. If you're below 70, you're said to be intellectually disabled and have a disease. But you need an IQ of 90 to complete a tax return in the US. Over 20% of normal people lack an IQ to complete a tax return. Enhancement can be cheap. 1 in 3 people around the world don't get enough iodine. This results in the loss of 1 billion IQ points of mental capital around the world. It only costs 2 to 3 cents per person per year to remove this. Choline, present naturally in eggs, could augment fetal IQ, and modafinil costs the same price as smoking 2 packets of cigarettes a day. The benefits on offer are enormous in social and economic terms. Shifting the IQ curve 3 points to the right would reduce males in jail and poverty by 25% and welfare recipiency by 18%. It would add about 1.5% GDP to the American economy and $200 billion. The US military said that this would rival the introduction of the internet. Of course there are downsides. Differential access to expensive enhancement technologies could radically increase inequality and write that very inequality into our biology. Our challenge is to reduce this inequality as these technologies become available. But there are even more disastrous effects in inequality on the horizon. Scientists a few years ago engineered a version of natural mousepox virus that affects the mouse on the top there, which was 100% lethal and vaccine resistant. They published it on the internet. The same technology could be used to easily modify human smallpox, now eradicated by vaccination, and render a vaccine-resistant super strain. They've also engineered polio, live and infectious in the laboratory. These could be used to wipe out humanity. The answer may reside in our own biology. Criminality has been linked to a mutation on the X chromosome when coupled with social deprivation. Drugs can influence our moral behaviour. Oxytocin, a hormone present in women during breastfeeding, promotes trust, and serotonin reuptake inhibitors like Prozac promote cooperation. This is a vole. The mountain vole is a species of vole which is characteristically polygamous. The related prairie vole is monogamous. You can genetically engineer the polygamous ones to be monogamous. The same gene is present in humans. Men who have 2 copies of the polygamous version are more likely to be unhappily married, non-married, and with unhappy partners. All humans experience the same 3 phases of human relationships as animals. These are capable of biological manipulation. Testosterone increases female sex drive, estrogen reduces male sex drive, oxytocin promotes pair bonding and trust. Even love and human relationships are up for enhancement. The biological revolution heralds a time of both bioliberation and biothreat. Our challenge is to have the benefits without the risk. And for once, the solution is simple: to create an institute for the study of human enhancement, because wouldn't we all want to have better lives? Thank you.